It's Bruins Benders post game on YouTube and presented by the Inside the Ring Podcast Network through InsideTheRink.com. Subscribe now. Hit the thumbs up. Jump into the chat. We got the Benders banter coming up later in the show. 3 ups, 3 downs. Tell us your sips. Another celebratory one. 7 wins in a row for your Boston Bruins after another 5-3 win over the Toronto Maple Leafs. 7 in a row. They're like 8-3 at home. They're dominant at TD Garden. They're scoring goals at 4 goals a game, whatever the hell it is, 3.5, 4 goals a game. I still don't get it, but I'm starting to like it.
Yeah, what's not to like? Look, I wonder if it's going to be one of those things where we look back at the end of the year and be like, how do they keep scoring all year long? How did they keep it up? I was going to ask producer Connor, but you texted it out to the group of us earlier in the game. 18 different goal scorers they have this season, second only to Carolina.
Second, yeah, right. 18. Carolina has 19. Yeah.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Only 20 guys play, or 20 guys are on the thing.
Like Alex Steves tonight gets his first on a soft one, but still against his former team. So, shove it up the Maple Leafs' ass. That's always
nice. In the box score. Yeah.
And Hampus Lindholm with an absolute, snipe top corners there. Yeah. And he gets his first. Yeah. So it's always nice to beat the Leafs because
it's a beaut.
Because their fan base is just completely obnoxious.
Absolutely.
And a lot of their players are completely obnoxious. So it's always nice. It's always nice when you are able to beat the Leafs.
I feel like they tried to do that Ryan Reeves get tougher thing, and then he's gone. I feel like they're not as tough anymore, and they got this little shit Max Domi who thinks he's tough.
He certainly thinks he's tough.
He thinks he's his dad, like his father.
No, he has small man syndrome. He thinks he looks like a midget out there. Like, could he even reach Zadorov's face?
Oh my God, Zadorov was holding him off and looking at the ref. It was like. Yeah. It was like Larry Holmes, Marvis Frazier. He's like, "You're gonna do something about this."
It's like when the older brothers, like in high school, and the little brother's like 5, and he's just holding him by the forehead, and the little kid's just swinging fucking as fast as he can to try to hit him, and he's just holding him off. I mean, that's what it looked like. Yeah. I mean, unbelievable, Max Domi, and he's getting praise. Like I tell you what, the TNT. The in studio people, it's fine. It's fine. Like Biz is good, AC, whatever. But the in-game broadcast sucks.
Oh, it's terrible.
Bruce Boucher sucks.
I've never been a Kenny Albert guy or whatever. I've never been
Albert
that guy.
I'm not a Kenny
really
Albert guy.
Rigid, and I don't know. I don't love him. No. Boucher is brutal. Like it was like a morgue at times. Like it was a snooze fest. Like there was no inflection in their voices. It was just like it wasn't very entertaining.
Why are they giving Domi props?
I don't know.
When his team has all the momentum.
They did. That was a horrendous penalty.
4-3, and then he takes maybe the dumbest penalty ever. Yes. I mean, right up there with one of the dumbest penalties ever.
Yes.
And then the Bruins score. Pastrnak scores on the ensuing power play.
That ended the game.
And there you go. Game over. That away, Max. Nice
If he did it a period ago, then I'd be applauding him. Fine, great. But at that time, the Leafs had all the momentum. They were playing great, scored a couple of goals. You were late, dude. You're late to the party. That was a Trent Frederick, like, I don't know what I'm doing at the right time thing. Like, that was just picking a bad spot.
Sure, when it's 4-1, that's when you do that.
You do it.
Not when it's 4-3, late in the third.
Hey, any correlation to Matthews going out and then them coming in and playing with much more piss and vinegar?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they like the original hit on Matthews. I think that's part of it.
Right.
I don't think it was like, he's gone.
He's out, so we're going to play harder. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think it was that. I think it was a reaction to the hit. And I also think it was, maybe trying to win it from Matthews. One of those kind of things.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is that Toronto, like, anytime Toronto or Montreal, like Biz and those guys, they're going to be up Toronto's ass.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're going to be like, Maple Leafs this, Maple Leafs that. they don't believe in the Bruins anyway. Like
No.
anybody who was anybody thought that they weren't going to be a playoff team. So they're still not getting behind them. So it's really about the Maple Leafs underachieving, and not about the Bruins overachieving, which it should be.
Yeah, that's really what the story should be. I mean, why should we have to go to some random guy to get the stat about the Bruins scoring, 18 different goal scorers? They didn't bring that up on the broadcast. No. I think until after you guys did. It was much later. Because I think it was probably out there on the internet, and so they were like, "I guess
I get my info from social media."
I guess, yeah. So I guess we got to mention it now, and so I think Albert did sometime in the third period or late in the second.
Someone was probably on X and was like, "Shit, Kenny, listen, look at this stat."
Right.
Look, here's the thing. Maybe the Bruins are better than we thought they were. They do, there's still sometimes, in the middle of that game, they fell asleep. They literally fell asleep. They went 4-1.
They took their foot off the gas.
They did. They took their foot way off the gas. They stopped playing. And then if it wasn't for Domi, I don't know if they win the game, because they just were kind of dead in the water. They used that right there to get that power play goal. Mm-hmm. That saved the game for them, because once you stop playing, it's hard to start playing again.
Yeah.
And unless something happens like that. So they were fortunate to get that penalty in that power play. They scored 3 times in the power play, which is much better. So their new power play coach is doing a fabulous job. I think they were 13th or 12th in the league coming in.
Yeah.
They might be top 10 by the end of the night in power play efficiency, which
that was one of those things that we said at the beginning of the season that they needed to have go their way.
Yes.
So far, it's going their way.
Special teams needed to be.
Yeah. Secondary scoring's going their way. Special teams going their way. They've had some things going their way so far.
They have. Yeah, they have.
Hopefully it continues. But right now, got to feel pretty good about it.
I'll say this too. They talked about the Maple Leafs not really having their legs and the Bruins really pouncing on them early. Nobody mentioned they play Sunday. That was a big factor going in, I thought, was it's not a true back-to-back. It was Carolina. They had to play Carolina, which they lost on Sunday. The Bruins came home and spent 2 full days at home with the kids, hanging around, and were ready to go. And that, I thought, was a factor early, and probably a factor in why they won the game.
Yeah, no one did say 3 games in 4 nights for the Leafs. Yeah, no one mentioned it.
No one mentioned it. They just thought, boy, they just don't have their legs tonight. Well, Gretz, tell me why. Tell me why. One time, Anson Carter said to him, "Hey, Gretz," and he was like, "What? Huh?" I don't know where he is. We all love Wayne Gretzky, a fucking unbelievable player, but it doesn't mean that he's going to be great on TV. And him and Messier are fucking trash.
Look, we've said that about Cam Neely and Don Sweeney. Just because you were a great hockey player does not mean you can build a hockey team or talk about hockey in the media. Talk about 2 of the most fucking dull guys out there.
Oh, bad.
It's just awful.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad. I don't mind Anson Carter. I think he's okay. And business obviously is good. Yeah, even Lundqvist is it's I feel like I'm going to be sipping wine and just. Yeah,
Lundqvist is out there. Lundqvist is like eye candy. I feel like he's out there
he's a good-looking guy. Yeah.
Fucking swirling a fucking, after dinner drink, with a smoking, with a fucking little.
He does. He is because
a smoking jacket or something. Yeah. He's just out there to fucking.
Because Gretzky looks like Joan Rivers. He's not aging well. It's just what is up with your face?
Oh man!
But hey, the Bruins get the dub and win 7 in a row. They're 11-7. Montreal was losing tonight. If they lose that game, Bruins are tied atop the Atlantic Division. 18 games in. We're almost to the quarter point, and it's really amazing, really what they've done. And I'll tell you what, a couple of young unsung heroes for them. One is Pavel Zacha, who scored tonight. Like Zacha has this, and I'm not saying he's Patrice Bergeron, but I feel like he's playing with this, like Patrice Bergeron stabilizing calmness to his game. You know what I mean? He's just playing that kind of steady, like he reminds me of him some, and how he kind of plays the game, and everything's kind of solid, everything's kind of positive. Like, and I'm not saying he's Bergeron, but I'm saying he plays that, that same kind of steadiness. You know what I mean?
I agree. By the way, Montreal killed 5-1 loss to the Kings.
5-1 loss. Okay. So 22 points apiece for those two teams. And then Hampus Lindholm is the other one. Like, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I think Lindholm was a slightly better player than McAvoy. Like, I think Lindholm's their best defenseman. I mean, he does everything offensively and defensively
probably
that you need, and they win all the games he's in. Like, what are they, like 9-1 now?
9-1
this season with him, and 9-1. I mean, they're 11-7.
Yeah.
So Jesus, they were 2-6 without him. Like, he's really good. Like, he's a little under the radar, but he's also not. Like, he's just a good player. He's a good defenseman. He offensively, he's chipping in. I mean, that was a snipe. He had another assist on a goal for Steves, where he made a nice little pass to him. Like,
yeah,
he does, and then defensively he cancels guys out. Like, he's gotten even better defensively than he did when he first came.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's for sure a better defensive player. He had a goal and assist tonight, a block shot, played 21-34. And Charlie McAvoy had 2 assists, 2 shots, 3 missed shots, 2 blocks. He had a giveaway. Lindholm had no giveaways. He played 26-11, so he was out there.
And before we go on about how great they are, Charlie McAvoy was just one of the fucking dumbest. See, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Is that we talk about how he tries to do too much, and a lot of his problems become with that. Sometimes he just fucking gets unfocused and lazy. It just takes shit for granted. And that was one of those things here today. Like, he skates right into Lorentz.
Yeah.
And that's Lorentz's second takeaway all year. Like, he's not like taking pucks away.
So I think they coach him to literally like skate towards the guy, but then, I mean, obviously not give the puck away, but you kind of want to skate to him so you can kind of eliminate him when you pass it back. So then the 2 guys coming up behind have lanes to skate so that guy can't get back into one of those lanes. So I think they coach him to do that, but obviously they don't coach him to give the puck up. Then the next thing, though, is you need a motherfucking save there. Like, that was high slot. That wasn't like it was, picks his pocket and walks in on a breakaway. Like, there was another Bruin back, and he had it, and he shot it from like the high slot, and he beat Swayman clean.
Swayman was obviously fast asleep. Like, he just took for granted that they were going to bring the puck up the ice.
Sure.
It was on the power play. Like, he relaxed.
He absolutely.
And then he had to fucking make a save, and he was nowhere near ready for it.
Nope.
But that's the type of shit, though.
Yes.
That
100%.
People get on McAvoy about. Like,
100%.
That's where he puts himself in a bad spot, and now people call him overrated and say he doesn't do this and do that and this, and it just continues to happen. And it's just, I mean, that's pretty egregious.
It is. It's terrible. It was a terrible turnover because it was a shorthanded goal. Number one, you score early, you have the lead, so momentum's on your side, and it's a horrible turnover.
Yes, and it's blocker side low.
And then Swayman gets beat blocker side low.
Blocker side. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. Blocker side. And then there was a third goal.
Yeah, the third goal is bad too.
Absolutely needs to have that Ekman Larson change up splitter, whatever the fuck he threw at him, and it just goes in the net. Like, you have to save that. You have to.
I understand that the puck dipped, but it did not hit anyone, and he appeared to see it. He just missed it.
And then he throws his glove up, like, and I don't know what he's throwing his glove up for.
Right.
Pessimistic, I hate Swayman me says he's blaming somebody else.
Right.
So screw you.
Yeah,
like,
that was my first thought too, is he's blaming somebody else, like a flash screen or whatever the case may be, blaming somebody else. And I tell you what, I'm from the accountability guy. I fucking hate that shit more than anything in the world.
I hate
blaming other people for your fuck
hate it.
I can't stand it.
And it also puts your teammates against you. Like they don't want, even if it's the worst, like McAvoy, that play, even if that's the worst play in the world, you can say to yourself, Charlie, I should have had you there. I should have made that save.
Yes.
Like I should have had you. Instead of, Charlie, don't fucking cough the puck up in the slot.
Right.
You know,
if McAvoy turns that puck over and then Swayman makes that save, McAvoy's like, yeah, thanks for fucking saving my bacon. You fucking bailed me out. Appreciate it. Gives him a tap on the pads.
Yeah.
And everything's good, you know? Right. But yeah, not in that case. And somebody tweeted it out tonight, and I thought it was one of the best tweets I've seen. Someone said, I like Swayman better when he was a good goalie and saved the puck and not a businessman.
That's true. That's true. I mean,
he went to the main, ever since he said he went to the fucking main business school, he's been in the shit.
He's been up and down and all around. Like he was a part-time goalie. Like, that's part of it, I think. Like, he was a part-time goalie who had that security blanket of Allmark who would play the next game and play well or whatever. He's the big man on campus. Like, he's the guy now. Like, Korpisalo will play okay here and there, but he's a true backup goalie, and he's an average backup goalie. Let's be honest.
Yep.
So Swayman has to be that guy for 55, 60 games.
Mm-hmm.
So he never had to be that before. So, yeah, people were saying he's got a training camp and he'll be better this year. I haven't seen him be much more consistent this year. Like, I still kind of see the same guy. A few good saves here and there, one good game, and then let up a softie. And it's always that, but he let up this softie, or he let up this softie.
Yeah.
And it all comes from the fact that people are already half against him because of the bullshit last year.
100%. That's how I am.
That's what they're going to say.
That's how I am. I'll spell it out for you. That's how I feel about the guy.
Right. Right.
I mean, at the Florida series, I loved it. I thought he played great. Mm-hmm. But after the holdout and, the talking in the media, and I didn't think he handled any of that well. Look, the Bruins...
he's strung together 3 or 4 games in a row since then.
Yeah, look, the beginning of the season, I think he was really good. I think they started off 3-0. I think he was 2-0 with like a 9.47 or something like that.
Yeah.
But not 3 games.
Not 3 games.
Because then they lost 6 in a row, and he was a part of that. And I don't know I don't believe his save percentage is back over 90 yet, is it?
I don't think it's back over 90. He gave up 3 more today.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. So
at
the end of the day, I don't know if I have enough.
No, I've fallen in the camp of he's going to have to win a cup to win me back.
Yes.
He's going to have to win a cup, and he's going to have to be good. It's not going to be he was carried there. He's going to have to be good. He's going to have to be one of the reasons they win.
Yes.
For me to hop back on board with him.
Yeah. It absolutely has to be. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow night, but I want to get into some of this talk on X about the trades that Donnie made last trade deadline and people trying to grade them a certain way. And one of the big ones is the Brandon Carlo trade. He played tonight. And Brando actually was only 10 defensemen have played more games for the Bruins than Brandon Carlo. Played 9 years here and admirably, won a Stanley Cup here with them, right? No, he didn't win the Stanley Cup. He went to the Cup Finals.
Yeah, he won.
In 19. Yeah, because he was drafted in 15. But yeah, I think that with the Fraser-Minten thing, there was some talk about how Sweeney-esque and what a great trade and all this other stuff. And you got Fraser-Minten, okay? And then that, was it a number 1?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So Minten, look at the end of the day, if Minten is a third line center for a few years, it's a nice pickup. But is it this clear cut, we fleeced the Toronto Maple Leafs thing?
You got a 1. You got a first round pick.
Okay. And that's coming up this year. Maybe unless it's top 5, then it goes to 28.
Right.
But
you got a first and Minton for Carlo for a guy who, I think he maxed out what he was here.
Yeah.
So
I think so too.
I mean, I'll say that it was a good trade. I'll say it was a good trade. And I think, the Charlie Coyle trade was a good trade. I think even though they didn't get much in return for Trent Frederick, I think that was a good trade.
Right.
I'll give him credit for the trades.
Yeah.
But what about the rest? He can't draft, he can't develop, and he can't build a fucking roster. He starts with 4th line guys.
Yeah.
So he's plowed through a bunch of coaches. He over general manages the coach. He's the one who picks the lineup. He can't do the rest of the job. Fine. If you want to say he can trade well, sure. I'll give you that. He can trade well. What about the other fucking 10,000 things he has to do on his job?
Yeah.
He does one thing well and 999,000 things badly.
That's what I mean.
Great.
Yeah. He did well for the team that he used to have. He added pieces here or there, which is already in place. But going forward, hasn't done as well. And the Frederick trade, Frederick trade is Max Warner, who's God knows what he becomes.
Yeah.
It's Liam Pettersson, who was the 2nd round pick, and then the 4th coming this year, which could be Joe ECHL. You know what I mean?
Yes, it could be.
At the end of the day, that trade might be a nothing burger.
It probably is, but you got Trent Frederick off my hockey team. So thank you.
Right.
I appreciate it.
And I think now, as we go to Benders Banter, we can start let's get Jeffrey Viel off my hockey team. All right. Benders Banter is presented by Evolve ABA, which offers consulting services from a board-certified behavior analyst to adult day programs in residences, schools, and even businesses using the principles of applied behavior analysis. Evolve ABA is also pleased to offer staff training and collaboration with parents of children with autism and other special needs wishing to learn more about the science of applied behavior analysis. To learn more about Evolve ABA, call Sean Daly at 774-823-5016 or go to evolveaba.net. One announcement coming up later on in the show, which is a very exciting one for us. So
it certainly is.
Tuned.
Stick around for that.
Pejman, what a fucking joke from 73. Guy is donkey dick on the power play. I'll tell you what, they even mentioned it on the broadcast. So one good thing they said, one good observation, he was getting it to the net quicker. And that's something that Sturm told them that they were working on. And there were some occasions where he was getting it toward the net quicker. I still don't love him on the power play. But look at the power play is probably touching top 10 right now in the league. So it's light years better than it was. They get much better opportunities, and they get more types of opportunities. It's not just Pastrnak one-timer. They move them around. Guys get below the line, or, guys get it toward the net quicker. They use all sorts of different aspects, and there's a lot of good motion to it. So, but look at, I get frustrated with McAvoy. I like the guy a lot. I think he's a very good player. But there's also a realistic aspect to the thing where sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes he's just, focus is off or makes a dumb play or, takes something for granted on the ice that he shouldn't. And it leads to some bad stuff. And I think Lindholm definitely helps. Having Lindholm there, even if they don't play together, having Lindholm there helps. And Zadorov has helped him. Tonight he came to his defense on that fucking leg-to-leg thing. That helps Charlie. Because he even mentioned it. He's like the big brother. He's a big guy. He likes playing with Chara and he likes playing with Zadorov. I think it's just that hulking mass next to him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a security blanket. He's a solid guy and he'll throw his weight around, but he's not a fighter.
No, he's not.
He's still only 6 feet. It's not like he's a giant or anything out there.
He's a fire hydrant.
Yeah. So I think he likes having that security blanket out there of a guy that, if somebody takes a run at him or if he gets into a little hot water, he'll have somebody out there that has his back. I think he likes that.
I do too. Matthew Curtis says McAvoy and Swayman, couple of clowns. Every time someone says we can't be in a rebuild because we have Swayman, McAvoy, and Pastrnak, you can fuck off with the Swayman and McAvoy nonsense.
I wonder when these comments came in. Probably right
after that play.
McAvoy coughed that.
This is 7:38. Let's see. Except those two, the boys have come to play. Real good start. Leafs looking like traffic cones most of the time. Yeah, and I think it had a lot to do with that game on Sunday in the middle of it. Like, Bruins had a lot more energy. Came home. They obviously love playing at home. They've had success at home. The Leafs looked like they were just skating in sand. You know, they were having a hard time. And the Bruins, right from the first shift, they got right after it. And then, puck goes off for Brandon Carlo, as it has many times. It goes like that, and there you go. Good first period, says Doc Davey. Would like that Mac turnover back, but I think they played well. Have to keep the intensity going, and they did. They had a good first period for sure. Pejman thought they would be pissed after losing on Saturday, but I gave them too much credit. Yeah, and I think that game in between had something to do with that. They lost 5-4 to
Carolina. Yeah,
and I think that was a factor. If it was a true Saturday, Sunday, or even Saturday, Monday with the same team, might have been a little different. Pejman says, I have been team tank because this roster is what it is. I still think the forward group is bottom 5-ish, and the decor is weaker than it's been in years, but they play hard and are fun to watch.
I am with you, Pejman, almost to a T, almost exactly what you think. I think it is a terrible forward group. I think the decor is maybe not as weak as you think it is, but it's not as strong as we thought it was either. I don't think, and the goaltending, I guess, has a little to do with that as well. But they do play hard, and they are fun to watch.
It's interesting though, when statistically, if you look at all the stats, if you really looked at all the stats, you'd be like, this team is, 8 and 10, 7-11. But you look at the stats and it doesn't look like that. But in reality, they're 11-7 and won 7 in a row. Like, it just doesn't match up in a lot of ways. They just find ways to win, and playing hard is,
playing hard's a big part of it.
It's like a simple thing, but every single night, that's going to get you somewhere. It's hard to do every single night.
Yeah, playing hard's a big part of it, and getting contributions up and down the lineup is a huge thing for this team. I think they knew that going in, and I think they've kind of taken that to heart. I think it's a little bit of an us against the world type of thing.
Sure.
As far as the scoring goes, I think that coaches are probably in their ear about it. Nobody believed in you. Nobody thought this forward group was any good. No one thought you could score. Yeah. And so far, it's paying off.
Yeah, it is. I feel like we have already played ourselves out of McKenna sweepstakes. So may as well have a hockey season and see what happens. Yeah, that's not happening. I still don't think they're making the playoffs, but I think they're going to end up with like a pick somewhere like last year through 7, 10 in that range somewhere. They might even have, say, 10 and 14 because Toronto, I don't know. It's not a given, this team.
Matthews left in the second after the collision with Zadorov and didn't return.
He's out for any stretch.
Yeah, if he's out an extended period of time with them still trying to find who's replacing Marner, they could be in a little bit of trouble.
And here's the other thing. They've played 5 road games only.
Yeah.
So their schedule's off kilter. They're going to have to play more road games later.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to keep in mind. I think we were, Pejman says, finished 4th worst last year and got worse on paper, lost 6 in a row. New coach, bunch of bottom 6 guys. I think it was on the table. Won't argue with you about the NHL, though. They absolutely cannot buy. I'm cool with getting a depth guy for 5th, 6th rounder or nobody prospect, but they cannot use any real assets this year. It'll be interesting to see in the deadline because I think they will add if they're in it because they really do want to make the playoffs. I mean, look this is the Boston Bruins with the Jacobs family and Delaware North, and they love ticket gates and all that stuff. They want to make the playoffs. So if they're close, they'll add. It'll be interesting to see because of the people they have sort of under commitment contract-wise, who of the Providence Bruins guys and some of those who they would part with, because there may not be another spot for them in the coming years, like, because they've committed to other guys. So who in that group could they send in some sort of minor deal?
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see who ends up on the way out. I think any of those guys in Providence in the right package could end up out of here, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody down there that's untouchable.
No, I don't think so either. Odyssey says, how wasn't that an open ice hook on McAvoy? He was clearly hooked in the center ice and coming up the ice. And they had already given their quota of penalties to the Leafs.
Yeah, they reffed the score. They reffed the score on that one. It was 4-1. We had an odd man rush. It was going to be like a 4-on-2, I believe.
Yeah.
And then he gets hooked down, no call. So the Leafs end up coming back down an odd man rush and get a real good chance. I probably would have thrown something at the TV if they scored at that point.
No doubt. Dan Maynard was petrified they were losing the lead, because I was watching his comments, and this is either going to be an incredible 2 wins against the Leafs or an incredibly disappointing loss. For the love of God, do not give up the lead in the third. And I'm telling you can thank Max Domi, because I think if he doesn't do that, it's scary. I really believe that. It was getting there. The TNT broadcast team has as much of a charisma as a funeral attendee. You can be biased, and then you can be biased, says Odysseys.
Yeah.
The butt clenching has commenced, says Pejman, and it was a little clench worthy.
Yeah, there was a little sphincter tightening there. It was a little.
Sure. Yeah, the sphincter was locked up. Yeah.
Yep.
They're working on that third period loss of the lead for you, Dan Maynard, says Adrian. They need to rename under the blocker the Swayman hole.
7th soul for you. You just won the comments, my friend.
You won the comments. Disappointed in the lack of killer instinct. Leafs in clear disarray, but you somehow managed to drag them back into the game. Yeah, I mean, look. First of all, the second goal to make it 4-2 was terrible coverage on the penalty kill. Peeke went to the middle of the ice for some unknown reason. Bobby McCann has it by himself, walks in, scores. That was way too easy. Then you have the Ekman-Larsson thing where he just throws it at the net.
Yeah.
And it goes in. That's what changed the momentum. McMahon scores that easy goal in the penalty kill. I'm not sure. Peeke does some – I don't know what it is, if it's to change some things and how they do things, but there's been occasions this year where Peeke gets out of position and doesn't seem to know who to go with when.
Yeah, I agree.
A few times, especially behind the net.
Yeah, behind the nets. I mean, that
was egregious. I mean, McMahon had all day.
He did.
Joe Bandera, Zadorov has become Toronto #1 public enemy. Yeah, he sent Scott Lawton to the IR. He's probably sending Matthews to the IR. And then Domi, he acted like it was him and Domi fighting in a pile of leaves. Him and a 7-year-old out in the backyard. Yeah, I mean, it was. I don't know. Look, Zadorov adds that to the team, and thank goodness, because without that, I mean, that's such a needed thing. Without it, I think it's important. All of his importance, all of his $5 million is right in what he's doing there. That is what they need. That's what they missed before, and that's what they need.
It is. He is the piss and vinegar. He's both of those things.
That's
what you pay him for. He provides it. When he was on other teams, one of his, signature moves was coming up into the neutral zone or at the blue line and laying a big hit on somebody. And he's kind of brought that back a little bit, and he's a little more physical. And he's developing into a real leader here, I think. What do you got, Con?
Do you remember back in the day, probably about a year ago, when everybody hated Zadorov and it was an overpayment?
Mm-hmm. I do. I think I might have been one of those people.
Yeah, we were that. Yeah.
I think I was one of those people. I still at the time, I still felt like it was an overpayment. Now, maybe not so much because the cap's going up and so forth, and he's providing leadership and other things. And you have other guys on the roster that are making more than him that I think are more overpaid than he is. But yeah, I was one of those people. I can admit it.
Yeah, I mean, I was too. I mean, I just didn't, at the time, I was like, I just thought they outbid themselves. But now, I mean, look at, there's some moves they made that we question that are panning out right now.
Sure.
Now, what continue to pan out? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Tanner Jeannot fell down like a deer on ice. That one of the goals, like the Ekman thing, I think. It couldn't get possession because he fell on his ass for no apparent reason in the corner. Like, but Jeannot was also on that power play when Kastelic, he dug it out to Kastelic, who sent it across the Pastrnak. And I'll tell you what. How about the skill of David Pastrnak to kick that to the stick, like toe it and fucking roof it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, that's why he has 401. That's why he has 401 goals.
High-end skill. Like that, even the biggest Pastrnak hater. I mean, you look at that. There's very few people in the world who can do that, what he did there. Real time eyeball, I thought Kastelic made a tape-to-tape pass.
Yeah.
And then I saw the replay. I'm like, holy shit, that was a horrific pass. Like, it was a great look and a great idea, but it was awful. He hit him in the left foot.
Yeah.
And then he had to kick it to his right stick. And then, I mean, it was outstanding.
Here's a question. Just a question. Okay. Why is Mark Kastelic and Tanner Jeannot on the fucking power play?
I don't know. And I feel like it was because they had scored 2 other power play goals, right? Wasn't this their third power play goal?
It was
either their second or third, right? Yeah. So it wasn't like he was punishing other power play guys. Like, I don't know if it was toward the end or maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe it
was that like a reward thing? Maybe
it might have been a reward, or it might have been one of those. I'm going to send guys out with 20, 30 seconds left. I don't know how much time was left.
Right.
Toward the end, so I can have my guys out there. I don't know, but Jesus,
could be that.
The puck went in the net.
Yeah.
Domi, as stupid as his old man, hating myself for loving this team. Pluggers who simply never mail it in, says Andrew Paterkin. Absolutely true. OEL got that big leaf energy. What a scrub. I said the same thing, Cinder. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, shut up. You're Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Like, honestly, you score this cheap goal, and then you're going to bark and stuff and get in people's faces. Shut up. That's not you. Like, please. Good to see Zacha hit the lamp again instead of the net, says Sean Michael. Maybe the Leafs let the wrong guy leave. Well, that could be debatable. I love Willie Nylander. If they want to blow that thing up, I'll drive to Toronto and pick them up.
Yeah, I think Pastrnak would too, because they played together as kids.
They're best buddies. They're best buddies. Yeah. T-Baw's sip today. EH Taylor Foolproof, a rare crack tonight. Jesus. Smooth as a baby's bottom, I think.
Let's go.
Zadorov needs to be the future of this team. Hampus, Pasta, and Z need to be the core of the future of this team.
The future's old, though, Dan.
It is, yeah.
I mean, Hampus is on the wrong side of 30.
Yes.
Zadorov's on the wrong side of 30, and Pastrnak
will be 29 in May or whatever it is. Yeah. So here's the thing. I think they're in this, like, there's a gap that they have to fill. Like, I think when they're really good cup contending, it's like probably 3 years from now. Then those guys are 32, 33. You know what I mean? Like, so they're in that, like, they have to close that gap somehow.
Yeah, they do. It's a tough,
and that's the thing.
It's a tough little window, because then you have like Geekie's 26, 27. McAvoy's around there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then they're gonna have some young guys.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta kind of figure out how to bridge that thing, so that you can win while those guys are still here, while the Pastrnaks, Lindholms, and Zadorovs are still here. Because if you don't start winning soon, then they might have to ship those guys out, towards the back end of their careers.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Wander says, so how many good players short is this team to be actually good? Are we talking one good D-man and one high-end forward? I think, judging by this league, I think that they need 2 high-end forwards and 1 good D-man, I think. And I think if they had that, I think they're in good shape. They need a high-end forward for, like, the top 2 lines. One of each.
They need 2 high-end forwards.
They need a left wing and a right wing.
Yeah.
At the least. I mean, if you can't get a center is so hard to get at high end center. But a left wing and a right wing and a good D man, like top 4 D guy, right shot, under McAvoy, then I think you're cooking with gas a little bit there.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, here's the good news. Before the season, I would have said 3 forwards and 2 D.
Right.
So there you go. Okay. Making progress.
The season, I would have said you have 1 forward.
Yeah, and we did.
And you need 11 new forwards.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
that's right.
And
but now I think you can go on with Zacha. I think you can go on with Geekie. So it's not as terrible. It's not as daunting.
No, it's not as bad as we thought. But they still are missing a couple of pieces. They could use, like, I know he just re-signed in Colorado, but they could use a Natchez-ish type of guy.
Yes.
Or obviously like a Mitch Marner type of guy, like a high-end skilled player.
Yes.
They could use
high-end skill.
Couple of
and
those.
The only way to do that is to draft them. How about the stat that you had? Only 2 teams since 2009 who've won the cup have not had a player they drafted in the top 3 in the draft.
Yeah.
Only 2 teams, and one of the 2 teams had the 4th overall pick.
Uh-huh.
So only the 22-23 Vegas Golden Knights did not have the top 4 pick that they drafted in the Stanley Cup to win a Stanley Cup.
Yep.
That's a fascinating fucking fact.
It says you better have talent, and
you better draft it. Yeah.
And it better be high-end talent.
Yes.
At the very least. Because Vegas traded for theirs. Like Eichel was taken second. So they traded for theirs, but they got one.
But you need a top 3 guy.
Yeah. You need to have one of those guys on your team in order.
That's not James Higgins because he was 7.
He was 7.
You need a top 3 guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe the Bruins should learn some lessons from the trade Joe Thornton, trading Tyler Seguin. Like, don't do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
Right. The other team was the 18-19 St. Louis Blues.
Yeah.
Who were like in last place in January and came all the way back to win. Smitty loves that team. He's got a fucking Colton Parayko fucking jersey at home.
Who does? Who loves that team?
Smitty.
Oh my God.
You. Yeah.
My fucking eyebrow starts to twitch when I hear the fucking St. Louis Blues. And I see Craig Berube's face.
Who was the fucking dork? Who was that dork that had Sanford? That dork fucking forward. Yeah. That giraffe on skates.
Well, and they had Sammy Blais, that cheap shot motherfucker was on that fucking team too. That tried to take McAvoy's knee out tonight.
Absolutely.
Fuck that dude. God damn it. I can't stand that team.
Oh my God. Berube.
I can't believe they lost to that bunch of fucking knuckleheaded
Berube Shadubi. Yeah.
Sorry, John.
Yeah. T-Boz says Carlo doesn't want to be there, not a fit in Toronto. He's a Carolina fit. I don't know what the fuck he is as a fit right now. I don't know. I mean, look, he's always been. I like Carlo. I've always thought he's been a really good player. He's one of those guys that doesn't jump off the thing, but very good penalty killer for a long time. Played against canceled out some top end forwards in his career.
Yeah.
Now he's toward the back end. He's 28. Like, he's an old 28. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it's almost like he's 33.
Yeah, he's had a lot of injuries. He's had concussion problems. Like, he's on the back end, I feel like.
He is.
And he's never been a particularly physical guy. He's always done it with positioning and a good stick and
pretty good skater, and you don't realize it. Yeah.
He is a pretty good skater. And he's big, so he has a reach, and when he's on, he's really good. But when he's off,
oh my God, he's kind of a train wreck. He gets out of rhythm.
He does,
especially when he misses time.
Mm-hmm.
Smitty's 5-2 losing predictions in every game is working great. We keep
Don't you
winning.
Worry
Keep
about
it
it.
up.
Don't you worry about it, Joe.
You wait for the prediction today for Ottawa on Thursday. Sean Michael, Toronto bitched to move Marner, and now they talk about how big of a loss he is. They are scrambling to blame anyone and anything for being dog shit. There is something off. There always has been something kind of off. We've seen in the past Nylander and when Marner was there and Matthews bitching at each other on the bench, and it doesn't seem to be super cohesive at times. I mean, they're supremely talented, but I feel like their talent has got them as far as they could go, and there wasn't that cohesion, that winning culture formula. It's high. You think Boston's high pressure? Toronto's like 10 times. Like Toronto is like up their ass every day. Boston, you scramble to hear them on sports radio. You never hear anything about it. Like Toronto, it's constant. It's like the Philadelphia Eagles in football. It's like every day.
Yeah, Toronto and Montreal. I mean, that's what it is.
Right.
It's all that all the time. So I could see how it would grate on a guy, wear on a guy after a while, especially if you're the one being blamed for your team not winning.
Right.
And you could have a great regular season, but if you don't produce come playoff time, or if you don't live up to your expectations, you're going to hear about it. And
you are.
I think that would weigh on people.
Sure. Bruins are outworking other teams. Zach, correct? Zadorov doesn't have a letter on his sweater and is still a significantly better leader than Matthews. The guy is the worst captain in the NHL, 0 sacks, says Pejman. Might be a similar situation to Marchand, which you got to take the C off that guy and just let him go play hockey. You know what I mean? Put the C on somebody else.
Here's a question for you, and I don't know the answer to this. When did Matthews get the C? And did that correspond to when he stopped lighting it up? Or was he lighting it up when he was captain? Because I know he had a 69-goal season and a 60-goal season. The 60-goal season was more recent, I think. So he might have been the captain still at that point, but I don't know. I mean,
you know who would know this?
Named the captain at that point.
You know who would know this? The junkie. The junkie would know this. But Matthews. It was a couple years ago because they took it from Tavares. I want to say it was 2 years ago.
I'd be interested to see if the pressure of the captaincy has kind of caused him to dip in his play. Caused a dip in his play. Yeah.
Lindholm playing the best in his career right now, says Rainforest. Well, he certainly played outstanding when he first got here, if you remember correctly. But he's getting back to that. Been pretty impressive since he missed all that time. Sean Michael says, I'm all for getting an absolute haul for McAvoy. See, here we go. I'm telling you, this is what happens. Like, makes an egregious mistake, and everybody says, Yeah,
people have been down on him for a while.
They have been.
And look, with reason. Like, he did not have a good year last year.
No,
he didn't. No. He hasn't been since Montgomery took over. He hasn't been good. He hasn't been good since Bruce Cassidy was here. And this year he's been better, but still, like you said, he has the brain farts, the hiccups, the fumble of the puck, the dumb turnovers, the low hockey IQ plays. Like he still does all that shit, but he still he has 14 or 15 points.
Sure.
And is having a pretty good year, but it's still, he needs to be better still than what he's been.
B Wags, Brian says that Sway just needs to be locked in for 60 minutes. Can't give up a gimme, then lock back in. Correctamundo.
Yes.
Like, this is what he does. Like, it after the goal to make it 5-3, or even before it made 5-3, he made some saves. Like, he made the saves on knives, like right in front. Like, it's like he focused back in. And you can't have that. Like, you can't have this inconsistent, I'm gonna brain fart, lose focus thing. And for me, if you took all that heat and you get this big contract and you come in and say, I'm great and I'm a better human being, whatever the hell it was, and now you do this, like, to me, I would think I would try to be locked in every second. I would try to stop every puck I could to show all these people that that's not me. Like, this is what I'm going to bring to the table. And it doesn't seem like he acts that way. He talks the big game.
They all
seem like he acts that way.
talk the big game, though.
Yeah.
They all talk it.
Yeah. And that's what irritates the fuck out of me.
And they've always talked it well here. That's part of their problem.
That's been part of their problem. Yeah.
They can talk a good game, but they can't back it up, or they, they get in the way of themselves at times, I think, trying to do too much, or, over caring about it. So they're gripping the stick too tight, or whatever the case may be, but they get in their own way, and it ends up being a problem, and they can't play when they need to.
Right. Craig will leave with a great point that I meant to mention tonight. Be thankful you didn't have to listen to the insufferable TSN commentators and can say fuck off with the goals on the first shot. So 9 games this season. They've only played 18. 9 games they've given up a goal within the first 3 shots of the opponent. 8 of them, the first 2.
And I think is it 5 or 6?
It's 5 or 6 first shot. Yeah.
No.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Toronto can end up in the draft lottery, says McCrack. I mean, they can. I think they need to suffer like a couple injuries and kind of really have a come to Jesus about the makeup of the team, and do they really want to like reshape the thing? It's going to take a drastic thing. I think they'll hang in, but it's possible that they could miss the playoffs.
I think it is. I think it is
possible.
I think. I mean,
and the goaltending's in disarray right now. So
exactly. I was just going to say that. Like, Stolar's got pulled twice. I don't know if he left tonight's game with an injury.
They said it was a little bit of an injury, but
okay,
he hasn't been playing well since he called out some of his teams.
No, he hasn't been playing well.
Wall's been hurt.
Wall's hurt. I guess he's in the minors. He's coming back soon.
Yeah. And then he'll be blows.
Right. Yeah. So if your goaltending's in bad shape and you're missing some of your really good offensive talent, you could be on the outside looking in for sure.
So glad you called out the broadcast as Bricktop. Pure trash. Strange audio too. It is. It's kind of like in a cave or something.
They turn down the arena volume. It sounds like you're in church.
Yeah.
Like, can we have the arena noise?
Yes.
It doesn't sound like hockey. It sounds like they're off-site.
Yes.
Which is not what it should sound like.
Not should sound like anymore.
You shouldn't sound like you're broadcasting that thing from fucking New York City or
I know, yeah, like they used to in COVID. Yeah. It just didn't play well.
Atlanta
on TV.
Like, I mean, come on.
Camera always late to the behind the play fights too. Biz, the only good aspect. Yeah, he's the only good aspect on TNT. They need another guy with personality. Like the basketball works with Shaq and Barkley and stuff. They need another guy with Biz with personality.
They do.
To kind of have that banter and stuff. And I don't know who that is, but I thought, TJ Oshie's with somebody. He's with ESPN.
Yeah.
I think he's with ESPN. But they need somebody who has some personality. I have no
Marchand when he hangs it up.
Well, yeah, Marchand could be that guy, maybe. Although I think he's going to be working for the Bruins.
Yeah, I hope so.
I have no faith in Swayman, and I can't stand him, says Hugh Frazier.
Well, there you go, Hugh. Tell us how you really feel.
Let's see. Gootsy, it was above 900 this game. Pay attention. Okay, Goots, thanks.
It was 909. We weren't talking about this game. We were talking about overall season.
Yeah.
You pay attention.
Yeah. Sip tonight is hot tea with honey because it's freaking cold out here. It's cold out here too. It snowed up here in Maine. A little snow.
It was flurrying on my way home from work today.
Jesus Christ. I'm not ready for that.
6
months of winter. Is the current UMaine goalie good enough to take Sway's job, says B-Wags? Maybe.
It's possible.
Maybe.
I don't know.
They're number 3 or 4 in the country, aren't they? They're pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah. Providence Friars goalie is a Bruins prospect.
Yeah.
So
maybe
he can take it.
Maybe Michael DiPietro will come out of Providence Purgatory.
Yeah.
Dan Maynard says, question, who of the new players have a legitimate spot as a Bruin? Who has a future on this team? Well, Jeannot has a future. He's signed for 5 years.
5 more years.
Eyssimont is he 1 year?
1 year, I believe.
Corrali's 2, so there's another year of him maybe.
Yeah. I think Minton has a future. Minton will be here.
Minton will be here. Geekie will be here. Lindholm, both Lindholms. I think they'll continue on with Zacha unless they're absolutely knocked over. Connor still thinks it's all a head game. I think they might stick with him.
I think they could too.
I think they might.
Unless they're absolutely blown away by the return, I think they keep them.
I'm with you. Mark Diver brought this up first and ever since he did. I see Bergie.
Oh, you were talking about Bergie.
And Zacha.
And Zacha.
Yeah. KG says in mittens. Yeah. Look. I mean, Patrice Bergeron is like a once in a lifetime thing, but yeah, if you want to call a defensively sound player who has a little bit of offensive ability, similar to Patrice Bergeron, then I guess. But Bergeron started that way, is not as much offensive ability than defense, but then his offensive game turned into. I mean, he flourished. He became a really good offensive player. So I don't know if Mittens can get there. I just don't.
I don't know if he can either. Like I said on a different post game, I feel like his release is a little bit slow. So that's something he'll need to work on. I think he has a good shot. If he can get it off, he can score. But
yes,
I think that's going to be an issue for him.
But the release is the big deal.
If he can speed that up some, look, Bergeron practiced the hell out of that shit. He stood in that bumper spot and took puck after puck after puck and practiced getting them off quick and the release and different spots and scored a lot of goals from there. So
he also had some phenomenal hand-eye coordination.
Yes.
So, that helps.
I do think you do see flashes of Patrice Bergeron's game in Fraser Minton. I do. I think he's a very good one-on-one defender.
Yes.
Essence by the 3-on-3 defense he played on Stützle in the overtime against the Senators.
100%. He's 6'3". He's a decent sized kid.
Yeah, and he was shadowing somebody tonight. Like, he's a pretty good skater. He has good edge work. Like, he can kind of mirror people, and he's pretty good at that. And he has a pretty good defensive stick too. So I'd love to see his offensive game blossom and for us to hold that over the Leafs for a long time to come. So that would be fantastic if he can.
Oh God, yeah.
If he can do that.
Oh God, yeah. 2026 moving forward, says Odyssey. Zadorov, Hampus with a captaincy, assistance, Pastrnak, McAvoy, re-sign Zacha long term, tops at $7 million. Introduce Hagens to the big league, bump Minton to 2C, Lindholm to 3C. Sell as high as you can on everybody else.
I don't have a problem with any of that.
I don't either. We could do some of that tomorrow. Victoria Landrum, if I did math correctly, Sway is at 900 with tonight's game. Thank you, Victoria. Okay. So right at the 900 mark.
I hope he is.
Jesus.
I hope he is.
Yeah.
Look, they need him to play well. That was another one of the ifs that we had at the beginning of the year. He needs to play well. If he doesn't play well, they're sunk. So he needs to play well.
Yeah.
I thought tonight he was good at times. And, that's not going to get you where you want to go. No. You can't be good at times in the playoffs. No. Because if you have a few too many at times or bad at times, then it goes away.
Because you know who's good at times? Backup goalies. They're good at times.
Right.
Toronto has goalie issues, says Rainforest. They do.
Sure do.
Lars has maybe an injury now. Wall is down, rehabbing. Hildeby. I know he made some decent saves tonight, but God damn it, that guy is not very good. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Corpy will go over there.
Yeah.
Matthew Curtis, I thought this team would not cross more than one game over 500 all year. It's amazing to me they're 11-7, and we should have picked up at least 3 OT points. Imagine if we were 11-4-3. How? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they really have only been blown out one time.
Yeah.
So they've been in
everything.
Sweens will use a first for a 30-something-year-old mid-bottom sixer. I really believe that they're going to try to trade, I don't know, a couple of prospects and a mid pick for like some defensive depth. I think they as much as we hammer on it, I think they like their forward group. I think if you ask them right now,
Oh my
I
God.
bet you Sweeney would be like, I love this forward group. I bet Neely would. Neely is like pants down with this forward group.
I think you just gave me hives. I think you just made me break out in a rash.
Yeah, I get a little bit of lotion for that.
Christ.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's totally pants down.
I mean, look, I think you're probably right, but that just makes me question if they have brains in their heads.
Right. It does. It does. Let's see. This shit is crazy, says NapPat. This team freaks me out. I'm putting some team stats together for you guys right now. Hopefully before the stream is over, keep an eye on my messages. Will do. Also, Matthew Curtis says, what are we doing if we roll into the playoffs with this squad? How do you become legitimately good again if your draft is going to remain in the second half of the first round? Well, we told you, Matthew, what happens when you don't have a top 3 pick.
Yeah.
You don't win.
You don't.
So either you acquire that or you draft it. And if you're 11-7, you're nowhere near drafting that, dude. Mm-hmm. So unless Toronto just falls on their face.
Yeah.
Which, I would be, imagine that. Imagine if you get Fraser Minton and fucking
6
and get like fucking Bearhoff.
I mean,
from the fucking Toronto Maple. Oh, it won't, because it would be
top
tough.
5 protected.
That's right. That's
gone.
right. So
that's you could get 6. You could get 6,
and that's a good player. Yeah, that's a good player. And you're probably not getting rid of any players. Arvidsson, Middlestat, Zacha. If you're comfortably in a playoff spot, we'll have to add some mediocre right shot D. Correct. Jones says piss and vinegar, worst salad dressing ever. That's for sure. That's for sure. I mean, unless you've drank a lot of water, like maybe you can water it down some. But yeah, it's bad. It's bad salad dressing.
Yeah.
Who's eating salads in this fucking chat?
Yeah.
Kempe, last UFA forward of interest. If you get him, you need the other top forward via trade, says Odysseys. I don't want Matt Kempe anywhere near my hockey club. Oh, Adrian Kempe. Oh, Rempe. I thought of Rempe. No. Adrian Kempe. Yeah. Look, I just think that everybody's resigning their guys. So I think he stays at LA.
I think he wants to stay there. It sounds like he wants to stay there. And I think he will end up there when all is said and done. I was just trying to look up what he did.
Nat Pat says, you live in Maine. I do live in Maine. Right now I'm in Pittsfield. But I will be moving back to the great state of Massachusetts this summer.
Kempe had an assist tonight in the win. He has 6 goals, 12 assists, 13 assists, I guess, 19 points on the season. So he's having it's 29 from
29.
I'm not going to say that. He's from Sweden.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pronounce the name of the town because I can't.
Okay. Carlo reception was nice to see, Jones. It was. I mean, he was a good solid player.
He was a good player for a long time. He was.
He was good. It was good to see Joe Thornton say nice things about Boston in the Hall of Fame speech. I mean, we love Joe. We were at that draft in Boston in 97 when they took Thornton and Samsonov. It was a shame that they traded him. And then he went on to score, collect 2,000 points, whatever the fuck it was. He has, there's some grief about his playoffs and all that stuff. But look at that dude. Is just one of the great players of the last 25 years.
Sure.
Just so good. You talk about power play guy, and that guy could pass the puck.
He could pass the puck.
Jesus.
He could pass the puck. I mean, he was MVP of the fucking league after you traded him. So.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't have traded him.
Maybe. Matthew, Zach says Matthew's the second season as captain, so I think he might be on to something there, Smitty. I think he might be on. Chris LaValle went to high school with Sanford. Good. Should have beat him. Should have thrown him in a locker.
Stanford, Maine?
No, went with Sanford, the geeky guy from the Blues. Board they had there. I can't remember his first name. He sucked. Barabee on the hot seat, says Bruins. Well, look at Toronto. Everybody's on the hot seat if you suck. So it doesn't seem like he's getting the type of team that he typically gets.
He's got some assholes. Like he's got Blais, he's got Domi.
Yeah.
They got Nick Wah. They have Dakota Joshua. Like Tanev's hurt, right? But they have him.
Yeah.
Like they have some
Tanev,
prick.
yeah. But here's the other thing: when he was with the Blues, they were terrible till January.
Yeah.
Like it's not like he's always had these great teams who run the table. Like they were bad, and then they made this run.
Yeah.
If they make if the Bruins are around, it's going to be extremely interesting to see not only this year, but how it affects the plan, if there is one, how it affects the plan going forward. Like, what do you do? It might be a Patriots kind of thing where you don't really do anything and you kind of let this group and you sell it as this group's together. They don't, they want to stay together. They don't want any intrusions. They don't want any new guys. And they might play that game, but
at the deadline you're talking about?
Yeah, deadline. But I think the problem you have though is that next year you get all these guys, and you have to improve. This team isn't good enough, so you have to improve. So, how do they manage that? And it scares the shit out of me. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
because Sweeney plays that like middle ground, and it's hurt the team in the past. And he's a middle ground guy.
Yeah, he's a risk averse guy. He's not going to take a risk. He's not going to take a big swing because he could strike out. And if he strikes out, then he looks like an asshole. And he doesn't like to do that.
Bruins, I think Sturm is on a 3-year deal. It syncs with Sweeney. I think they're both 3-year together. So it's kind of like they're on the same boat kind of thing. So we'll see what happens there. All right, let's get the 3 up and 3 down. My 3 up. Number 3 was Pavel Zacha. Zacha's played really well. I mean, he's almost a point per game guy. He's played great two-way hockey. And it's close to the end of his contract, so he's going to be playing for one shortly. But there's been trade talk about him. I think they're going to stay with him, and he plays the kind of game that they like. So it's going to be one of those things where he's one of the only real assets you're willing to give up, maybe. But he's also the type of guy who plays the way you want to play.
He
doesn't make a ton of money.
3 face-offs tonight.
23? That's a lot.
Yeah, he was 11 and 12, but still.
That's a shit ton.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah. Macaulay Martin, real quick before we move on. I was told I was insane for believing in this team, even during the losing streak, because I thought any of the L's could have gone either way besides Colorado and Ottawa. Who's the insane one now? Bees are decent. Okay. Nice job. Nostradamus Martin with a I'm glad that I love the Bruins and I want them to win games.
Yeah.
So they won 7 in a row. I mean, what can I be mad about? Like I love that I was wrong so far. I love that I was wrong so far, but I still don't think they're making the playoffs. Up 2 was Hampus Lindholm. Goal and assist, I think, for today.
Yes.
And just such a good player. Just steady. Mm-hmm. Just gets overshadowed by McAvoy and his bipolarism, but I think Lindholm is just such a good player for them. And then one is David Pastrnak, 400 and 401. Close to nifty now. I think he's 1 away from nifty, maybe. And Pastrnak is just he's one of those guys that 15 years from now, we'd be like, boy, David Pastrnak was just incredible. And one of those guys you're gonna miss. Like you're gonna miss him so much when he's gone. Like
I'm still going out on a limb and saying he will retire as the all-time leading goal scorer of the Boston.
I think so too. I think he has a real chance at like 700 or 800 maybe.
Yeah.
I think he could do another 400. I mean, he turns 29 at some point. I could see him playing at 35, 36. Goal score.
Yeah.
If Joe Pavelski can score 30 goals at 38 years old or whatever, then David Pastrnak can.
Sure.
So it's as long as he wants to play. And I hope it's with the Bruins.
We'll see.
We'll see. We shall see.
3 down. Look, at the start of the night, I was going to give it to Bruins guys for doing dumb shit. Like McAvoy was on the list, and Peeke was on the list, but the hijinks of the Maple Leafs towards the end of this game changed my list. Number 3, we're going with Sammy Blais for the cheap shotted leg hit on McAvoy.
Mm-hmm.
And as always, fuck him and fuck the St. Louis Blues.
Yes.
Number 2, we'll go with McMahon. He scored a goal and he had the cheap hit on Hampus Lindholm, basically when he wasn't looking. I don't know what Hampus was doing there, but he was like standing at the edge of the boards and then kind of like looking.
Yeah, looking away. Like, I don't know if he heard a whistle
like
or
somebody was like hot dogs, or, whatever. And he was
weird. Stop playing.
And he got drilled.
Oh, drilled
by McMahon. And who's Nadinov came over to help him out. But so McMahon for the cheap hit on Hampus, and then number 1, Max Domi, because he's a dumb short little bitch. And the Bruins scored on the power play, and he helped us win. So I guess number 1, Max.
Yeah,
thank you.
Dan Maynard says, "How can I send Smitty a Blues jersey for Christmas? Anyone want to chip in? Only if it's Adam Oates."
Yes, I will wear. You know what? I don't know if I would wear. I don't know if I would wear a Blues jersey, even if it was Oates.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Wow.
I just hate them so much. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
Bruins 1970. I love Rick Middleton was my favorite player before Neely. Like he was like the guy I loved first. I
think he's 403. So I think Haas is a
2
couple
more.
Yeah.
Okay. Look ahead. November 13 at the Ottawa Senators. Back to the scene of the crime. What do you got?
I don't know. Let me think. 5-2 Ottawa.
Yeah, well thought out.
Thanks.
I'm gonna go. I almost think the Bruins go in saying we were here. It's going to be mentioned in the room. We were here last time.
Sure.
Didn't show up. I think Korpi's going to probably play.
Yes, he will.
So that's the one thing. I think you're going to see a high, maybe like a 6-5. I'm going to say 6-5 Bruins in overtime.
Who scores the winner?
The winning goal in overtime is scored by.
Any former Senators on the team other than Korpi? No.
Kastelic.
Oh, Kastelic.
Would he play 3-on-3 overtime?
Oh, no, he wouldn't.
No. I'm going to say.
Fucking power play tonight.
I know, it's his world. We're living in it. But I'm going to go Pavel Zacha.
There you go.
For the win, 6-5. Okay, here's the announcement. First of all, tomorrow night, we're live at 9 p.m. Eastern with Steve Conroy, the Boston Herald. He'll join us in the early parts of the episode, and then we'll certainly have your thoughts and comments as well. And then November 18th.
Our 200th episode.
200th episode on November 18th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Our guest is friend of the program, Riley Tufte.
Give me a hell yeah. Hell yeah.
He will join us on November the 18th to talk hockey and other shit.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. November 18th. That's a Tuesday because there are Bruins games the next 2 Wednesdays after that. So a couple of good guests coming up. Bruins win tonight, 7 in a row, 5-3 over the Toronto Maple Leafs, 11-7. We will see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We thank you so much for the comments. Hey, the Bruins are just steamrolling, baby. Let's see if we can keep it up. And as always, win or lose, go Bruins.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.